wish Jeremy would hurry the fuck up.
Didn't we just do this with this guy?
Yes, we did.
I'm not going through like 5-6 parts.
Oh no, that's some bullshit.
No.
What's going on, guys?
There you go.
Finally late.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys are late all the time, right? Give me a break.
Bullshit.
Hey, whatever. The battery's low.
I charged it all night.
I thought you
Are you
said you charged
fucking
it.
kidding me?
I literally charged the camera all
No,
night.
you just told me earlier that it was fully charged.
I know, and
We got a review.
been fully charged.
It's about to shut off. It's about to shut off.
There, finally. It's charged. It's been 2 hours. We can film this fucking movie.
Alright, so I can put my phone up. We can actually review.
Yeah.
That was a waste of time.
I guess it's partly my responsibility too that I should have made sure it was charged.
How did you guys not see it before you set up the camera?
Literally, the camera was plugged up all day while I was at work. I don't know what the fuck.
That's really weird too.
Jeremy, maybe you like Ethan hunted your ass in here and unplugged my charger.
Oh yes, because I'm exactly like fucking Tom Cruise, Darius.
I don't know why you accuse him. Obviously, it was just charged. Something happened with the battery. We
People
didn't check
always
it.
accusing me, motherfucker.
Whatever. Okay. Anyway,
I'm ready.
let's get on this review.
In 5, 4,
I know.
Go ahead.
I know you feel.
I know you see somehow it's gonna change.
I
It's
know
so wonderful.
you see somehow the world's gonna change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful. It's all for real. I'll tell you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to see. Something good on the other side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give your best and leave the rest to me. Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me.
Oh yeah.
Hello, differentials. We saw Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Ship.
Welcome to Star Wars.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Welcome to Star Wars Month 2, right?
Yeah, this is the beginning of Star Wars Month. We're going to be doing 1 through 6 and then ending it with 7. So, first thoughts on the movie. What do you guys think?
Well, let's give a
Synopsis, Jeremy.
I don't know how to give this synopsis. I don't know what the fuck.
You know what? In all fairness, I understand because what the fuck happened in this movie?
I'll give the synopsis.
Some kind of Federation treaty. This ain't Star Wars.
I'll give this
House of Cards in space. Like,
I've never seen House of Cards.
I haven't either. I'll give the synopsis. So basically, what happens is
2 Jedi's fight at bread, dude.
on some planet in some galaxy that's not quite close to us,
A long time ago, you forgot that part.
a long ass time ago,
Even though they have futuristic technology and shit.
some motherfuckers called Jedis wore robes like this and floated around in shawls. They had sabers.
They didn't float at all.
You acting like they're like, woo.
There was no floating.
I'm
Damn
coming to
there.
get you.
Go ahead.
So the motherfuckers, what's his name? Qui-Gon
Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
and Obi-Wan Kenobi running around together and they trying to figure out what's going on with Queen Papanapa. Now Queen Papanapa is like, we got to get this treaty signed or else
Queen Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, Jesus.
Queen Giga.
Queen Giggity Giggity Goo.
So Queen Parappa is like, we got to get this treaty signed. But oh wait, there's 2 of me, and you don't know which one of me is the real me. Oh, not obvious at the beginning of the movie.
I know.
You got
This is really the plot of the movie.
Queen Parappa the Rapper runs into Jammer Lammy Binks. Jammer Binks.
So no, that's Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We'll get
They run into this fool called Aunt Jemima Binks. Aunt Jemima Binks, thank you. Aunt Jemima Binks takes them to her underwater plantation where all the rest of them are.
This fool said, okay.
So after that, they're like, take Aunt Jemima Binks with you to go find whoever y'all need to find. So they fly to another planet and then their ship get broken. And then they're like, we got to land on this planet and get some fuel and supports to fix our ship. So then they're trying to fix the ship and they run into young Darth Vader. What's his name? Anakin Skywalker. They call him Andy, but he don't never do no backflips in the movie, so I don't understand.
Why the fuck was nobody doing backflips?
So Andy enters a power race against some dude that looked like Randall from Monsters Inc. like 20 years in the future. So then he hella mean.
More than 20 years. Yeah, like Randall, Randall, you should have taken better care of yourself.
So he hella mean or whatever. He like try to crash the pod or whatever, but then he don't. But then they take Anakin with them. And then the thing blows up and it was hella funny and I laughed for like 20 minutes. And then they take Andy with them on the ship away from his mama who is still a slave. And that happened. And then they where do they end up? Back on Alderaan. Ain't they on Alderaan?
No,
some planet.
Coruscant.
Cora was down. She was wild building. I didn't even see her. So Coruscant or whoever they on that planet.
Just stupid.
Korra.
Legend of Korra.
Oh, yeah. Keep going.
So then they'll get back on the planet that they was on at the beginning of the movie, and then there's this big fight scene, and then there's a red and black dude with horns on his head that kind of reminded me of Peanuts. So then he have a fight with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon. That's his name, Qui-Gon, right? Qui-Gon, Quagmire. It don't really matter. So Quagmire and Obi-Wan Kenobi have a fight with Darth Maul, and then he chopped Darth Maul in half and killed Liam Neeson. And then Liam Neeson get all sexual for a minute.
Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't kill Liam Neeson. The way you said it made it sound like.
So my man,
Master.
Darth Maul.
How did you die? Oh shit.
Darth Maul killed Quagmire, and then Obi-Wan Kenobi killed Darth Maul, and then
Paul Maul,
and then Peanut Man, and then he was like, "Oh my God, Master, you died." And Master was like, "Oh, don't." And then Master was like, "Oh, I love you," and he died like a damsel in distress.
He died before he got some ass.
And
I feel bad for him.
He was dying for like 10 minutes before he went over there.
That was fighting for like 20 minutes. So then that's the end of the movie.
It sucks. This movie sucks.
I forgot about the part where they give Jar Jar and everybody the big orb.
Oh yeah. And
what did the orb do? I don't know, but it looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
And then they give
the fat dude say,
and they give Aunt Jemima Binks an orb.
And then Anakin is wanting some pussy.
And Anakin is like, "I'm gonna fuck you, Natalie Portman." Natalie Portman's like, "I'm gonna fuck you too." And that's literally the end of the movie.
Alright, so
and then Ewan McGregor looks up and realizes what movie you just made.
Right. So let's rate this shit and go.
Wait a minute.
right.
That's the movie.
Like he just looks up like, oh shit.
Is that the next movie?
Yeah, he's in all.
So he goes.
He's in all the original trilogy.
I signed.
The
trilogy.
original trilogy.
He's like,
how old is Ewan McGregor?
He goes, I signed up for a trilogy. Damn. That's like Terminator. Oh, and then there's a part where Annie is sitting in a chair and then he becomes part of the chair.
Green screen.
So,
everybody, you were saying initial thoughts.
You guys looking at this review, you guys watching this review now, you know this movie sucks. You're right now.
Because
you're
my synapses sucks.
Right now.
Red Letter Media. If you
I was just
getting
ready to mention that. I was just going to mention that. Red Letter Media did the greatest Phantom Menace review I've ever seen. If you really want to see like an in-depth thing, go watch Red Letter Media because he's really good.
Go check him out. He did like hours and hours.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
And it was like this running story of how he like kidnapped this girl and like had her in the basement and was like torturing her by forcing her to watch the movie.
He went like in depth on like every scene. It was perfect.
And it was funny though.
Really good. Really good.
So so and I mean, do we know Red Letter Media? Of course not. But hey, does he know us? Hell no. But go check it out.
Go comment on his videos and tell him we sent you that.
I mean, I don't know what my rating is exactly, but it wasn't big enough for me to give it a straight up 0.
True. I gotta agree with that.
Absolutely.
This movie, it was one of those. It was so bad, it was entertaining.
I mean, there were some parts.
Riff tracking the hell out.
And there were some parts in the movie that weren't straight up just like, oh my god. There were some parts that were kind of cool.
Elephant Man is the best character in any Star Wars movie, man. That's Elephant Man.
The Elephant Man. You know how if this is the Star Wars game that you can play at home, and I'm going to be playing it in The Force Awakens. You all know what the Star Wars game is. You know what the Star Wars game is. It's, despite what is happening in the forefront, look for all the random characters in the background and see how funny and crazy they look.
Yes, because
everybody watching a Star Wars movie plays the Star Wars game.
Some of them motherfuckers look like what?
So
Then
Elephant Man
walked by. I was like, "Hey George, you gotta." Oh, you're filming. Never mind.
Elephant Man is, or we call him Elephant Man, is one of the characters that when they were showing the audience
During the pod race.
into the pod race, and everybody's like, "Yeah, woo!" Like people were backing him up.
There's this
There was some
elephant.
random blue thing that was just like, "Yeah." It's like, what the fuck is he doing? So yeah,
Wave your hands.
play the Star Wars game. When you watch any
can.
Star Wars movie, there are parts where you can play the Star Wars game.
Oh hell yeah.
I've done that so many times.
Episode 2 has some more fun stuff to look at. Too.
Episode 2, you can play the Star Wars game and see Jar Jar Binks with his mouth closed.
Thank God, well, he talks once, but in episode 3 he literally has no lines of dialogue.
Should we just
Wait, yeah,
should we just talk about Jar Jar Binks since we're going down that road?
I almost don't want to. Because I feel like I almost...
Jar Jar Binks is the most racist thing Hollywood has ever
For lack of a
done.
better term, it is the elephant in the room, even though we just talked
A
about
KKK member could have walked past the screen and Jar Jar Binks would still be the most racist
With a
thing
burning
about this.
torch. Like a burning fucking cross, a KKK member. Full garb could have
Yeah.
walked across the screen like...
Yeah, and Jar Jar Binks would still be the most racist thing about this movie.
Yo, can I just... Because...
This movie was just racist in general. It had those puppet things that were spoofing Asians for some
I didn't even
reason.
think about that till you said something, but they kind of did talk a little like
Yeah,
Asians,
yeah.
like a broken English.
And then the one of the Korean Gongan, whatever the fuck they were, Gongans, whatever.
Can we just, for a brief moment, because I don't even want to talk about this for too long, because I'm getting mad again.
George Lucas, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Jar Jar Binks. I've never seen this movie. I've seen one of them, I think, like the
There's
third
no
one.
way you hadn't heard anybody talking about Jar Jar.
I've heard so many people talk
But you
about
didn't
it. How,
realize it until now.
no, yeah, I heard so many people talking about how racist the character was, you know, how he talks. And then he opened his fucking mouth.
And it's like,
And I was like... Jar Jar Binks is literally in
Yeah.
the background of like conversations between two people.
And he's not even doing anything, he's
And
just standing there looking.
he's a main character in this movie that actually drives the plot.
Oh yeah.
You can't say he doesn't drive the plot.
How?
They need to know where to go next, so he takes them to the kingdom that the Gungans live in to find out where to go next.
That's the only time he drives the plot. The rest of the movie, he's not there for any reason.
No.
But he does drive the plot, though.
And then he falls his
I
way
can't
through a
even-
fight and somehow
I
wins.
can't even give it that. Like, I can't even give it that. I'm
It's
so
just- it's
disgusted.
crazy, though.
I'm so disgusted.
8-year-old Jazz, because I was 8 when this movie came out back in 99. 8-year-old Jazz did not understand when I was a kid.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't understand the significance of Star Wars. And
I didn't-
I heard about it.
I
didn't
kind of
know
liked
the
Jar Jar
significance.
Binks when I was a kid.
And when I was a kid, I kind of liked them too, and I didn't.
He was goofy.
I was like, why is everybody so upset about Jar Jar?
Now-
How is this racist? Now that I've gotten older, at 24-year-old
Oh my God.
Jazz, 16 years later, looks at it and is like, oh.
George, Jesus Christ.
Now that I'm an adult, yeah, Jar Jar Binks is racist as a motherfucker.
And why did you
What is
even
wrong
keep
with
him
you?
in the sequels? Why did you keep him around? He's even though he's not there that much, he's still there.
And then the worst thing about it is not only is he just a horrible character, but every time he's on screen is the wrong time. Like during the whole battle at the end, he's being a dumb fuck. And there's like actual good shit happening around
How
him.
about
but
the fact that, like you
focus-
said, that like, okay, you were saying that he's in scenes, like pretty much in almost scenes that he didn't have to be in. The part where that he's talking to the shop owner while the pod races, Qui-Gon is talking to the shop owner. Why Jar Jar Binks gotta be in that scene?
Why he
right, right.
He had to shit.
Yeah.
I was surprised he wasn't in the scene, in the fight scene between Darth Maul.
Right, he just walks in.
Just accidentally knocking stuff over and,
He's
and
just
like
like,
somehow like
And he trips and
His
falls
dumb-
into Darth Maul and kills him.
that was
Yeah, about the
his
ledge.
dumb look kills Darth Maul.
My final thoughts, and I'm not saying anything else about Jar Jar Binks for the rest of the fucking review, is that
He's shit.
Well, I mean, we're gonna go down with the characters in a second. So
George,
but-
We already got
I'm
through Jar Jar.
skipping George Lucas. I am disappointed, disrespected, and
offended.
disgusted.
You're offended.
Now that I'm an adult, I really understand why everybody when I was younger was saying all this
No,
shit.
George Lucas, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I mean, can we go back to like, okay, getting off Jar Jar Binks? Can we just talk about the movie in general? It was just
Oh,
boring.
it was just
It was so boring.
It was just
horrible.
boring.
It's like we
It's
were.
like, what's going on? What do y'all do? Oh, okay. The beginning, the first like 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is kind of cool. All right. Now that I know about Star Wars,
You
I'm
watch
like,
a
all
new
right.
Star Wars movie.
I'm like, I'm like, yeah, like now that I, even though I've seen it already when I was
and
younger,
it turns into a
I'm like, all right, we got, okay,
Lightsabers.
2 Jedis, and they're like infiltrating this ship, and they're about to do something. And then we see these 2 alien dudes where the mouths like don't really match what they're saying, looking like
Terrible
Goldar
puppets.
off of motherfucking Power Rangers.
Look like something from the
Fucking-
80s.
And I'm just like, okay, yeah, Jedi's on the ship. They're about to do something. The Jedi's, they're on the ship and they're doing stuff.
They have
and
the Force.
It's not really
They're not using
that
the Force.
entertaining.
Yeah. And then, can we talk about in the first, couple of minutes of the movie, the fight scene where 1 minute they're standing, the next minute he is like jumping down from like.
So how he's like jumping down
from where?
Right.
Transported refueled like stuntman.
God,
This movie was so goddamn bad. Like
The movie was just straight up boring.
it's so.
Why do I
Best thing
why
about
do I
this
see a United Nations type of like meeting between all the like galaxies or whatever about what they're gonna do about the Senator and Anakin?
I was hoping they were gonna start dueling.
What were you gonna say, Jeremy?
I was gonna say the best part about the movie is obviously Darth Maul. Definitely.
Easily, you don't agree?
No,
What do you think the best
He
part
was cool.
the pod race.
Pod race is better than Darth Maul?
He didn't do anything.
He kicked some ass at the end.
I'm sorry.
That fight choreography.
I'm sorry.
He
That
killed
fight
the
scene
main
at the
character.
end.
He killed one of the main characters.
Well, first of all, Liam Neeson's character was like, bye to me. Like he's
I'll give you that.
He was
he's
a throwaway.
Who cares?
He's an important character to the story, but I was like,
But you don't give a shit.
I care about you. Why? And
Yeah.
then he dies, and I'm like,
Because there's no character development.
and then
True.
But
No character in this
He
movie.
just does shit.
No character in this
No
movie.
character.
Even Jar Jar Binks. No character in this movie was
Yeah.
developed worth a fuck.
And then like Darth Maul, like as cool as he looks, and I was like really excited. Y'all were talking about
Even
this
with
big
the
fight
cloak,
scene.
he looked cool as shit.
Yeah, he looks so dope. Even though his horns reminded me of peanuts for some reason, I don't know why. Like a kid, like
I dressed up as Darth
what do you
Maul for
call
Halloween.
them? Like the Ferrero Rocher things. They had the peanuts sticking out of them.
Rocher.
That's what he reminded me of. But like that, the first part of the fight scene was like meh. And then like
That was
the
cool. He
middle,
was taking on both of them at the same time.
I was like meh.
And then
And then-
Obi-Wan beat his ass.
And then the
And then-
fact, it's so cool the fact where he takes it and the lightsaber goes pew, and the reveal that it was like pew. I remember being in the theater, and then when that happened, it was like everybody was like, oh, like nobody went. Nobody actually went oh, but everybody was
it
like,
looked.
he got two.
It
Oh,
looked.
shit.
I mean, it looked cool. Yeah, but like after that, the fight scene after that was just like why, and then the middle of it was like.
Well, let me ask you.
And wait, hold on. And then the end was like when he was fighting Obi-Wan, it was like, okay, all right, I see you, and then he kills
Obi-Wan.
him, and I was like, this is what I was so excited about.
Obi-Wan beat his ass.
Let me ask
He
you
whooped
this.
some ass.
Let me ask you this. Can you, can you at least say that the guy who was Darth Maul, can you give him some credit for all that shit that he did in that end fight scene? Because all that fucking fight choreography and them flips and shit were like
Real.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're real.
I mean, yeah, he's a stuntman, so yeah, he did, but
You don't even think that you don't even think that what he was doing was crazy, whether you entertained or not.
no,
Damn, really?
no.
Let's talk about the Power Race.
Oh, the power race was amazing. It's cool. I thought the power race was
Like I
really
said,
interesting.
the concept of a pod is interesting. But like I said, the fact that I was saying this to them when we were watching it, the fact that you're like, you got these big, like jet type engines on the front of the vehicle, and then a small ship in the back, and it's tethered to it.
And then Anakin's.
That's kind of cool. And there's like a laser thing that like tethers the engines, energy coil for the engines from like moving apart. That's kind of nice.
And then Anakin's driving the thing. He's like near death at times, and
Yeah.
he's flipping. He's turning. I swear to God, he's going like this. And he's like,
I mean, we'll talk about Jake Lloyd because people hated Jake Lloyd after this movie and still do. If you look at how everybody was acting in this movie, even people who we know to be good actors.
still, he was bad in Jingle All the Way though too.
Well, right, but we're talking about Star Wars. But I know what you're
But
saying.
he's just a bad actor in general.
True.
Those are the only two movies you've seen him in. I haven't seen him in anything else.
I guess not.
I don't even know if he's been in.
Let me ask you this then. Do you think that out of the three things that they were cutting to in the end sequence with the Gungans fighting the droids, with
They had 4 sequences.
it was the Gungans fighting the droids, the Darth Maul fight, Queen Amidala and her army were like infiltrating the Senator, and then Anakin stuff. The most interesting out of that was the Darth Maul fight.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think was the most interesting out of the 4?
You said
If you gotta pick one.
the Darth Maul fight.
It was a Darth
The
Maul
Darth Maul
fight.
fight. It definitely wasn't Queen Papandale and her running around.
Yeah, Darth Maul fight, Queen Amidala and her people were infiltrating the Senators.
That
Anakin and the Gungans.
And the Gungans and the droids, and then Anakin in the cockpit.
Well, I can't say it's between Anakin in the cockpit talking to R2-D2 and the Darth Maul fight because Queen Amidala running around with her people.
That was the least. That was the least.
She didn't even know how to use a gun.
She was the Adam West Batman.
She was shooting like
going
this.
up like super
That
slow.
was so corny. The Red Blue Hook was so bad.
And they were trying to make them running. And they're just running down the hall.
Music, like
They're just running down the hall.
And then
turn
they
this
get
music off.
And then they get caught.
They
Like,
get caught.
what?
And the dude shot the window out, shot like 15 times.
I missed.
Even
Now,
if
Vice,
it
where we're going to
like how many
discuss
pains
new
was
treaty.
it?
And then
Now, Vice, where we're going to discuss a new treaty.
but you gotta have like a weird accent to it.
Now, Vice, we're going to discuss a new treaty.
There you go.
Actually
That's spot
sounded
on.
like
Yeah, that was good. That was pretty
actually
good.
that was
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I would
That was
yeah.
good. That was- thank you.
I'm kind of
That's
that was
pretty
good.
That's pretty good. Thank you.
Not do it, don't blink, no.
Now,
Actually,
Vice, where we're going to
now do it with dots on your face. Jar Binks's little moments during the whole fight between the Gongans and the
Let's not
droids
talk about
ruined
that.
Took
everything.
away from what that could have been.
What's his face in the thing talking to R2D2 was kind of funny.
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. It was like,
Everything happened by coincidence.
But I'm asking your opinion.
right. It was kind of funny because it's like he's talking to R2D2 and R2D2 was like, nigga, you need to get back to work. And he's like, bro. And he's like, bro, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. He told me stay in the cockpit. I'm in the cockpit. And he was like, not in space. And I was like, I don't care about space. And then the fight scene between Darth Maul and
I'm just saying,
Let me just say something
out of
about
those
space.
four, what was the best?
It kind of annoyed me at the end of the space fight because he's flying out when it's exploding. He's like, woohoo, yeah, I did it. No, you happened to shoot the generator that
by
happened
accident.
to blow up.
Yeah.
Could have died.
You dumb little
Coulda died.
shit.
I'm not
It's
gonna
like
say
a-
anything until you make a decision.
It's like a tie between the two.
No, man, pick one.
There's not really a
I
final
can't
battle in
really
episode
pick
2.
one because I wasn't super interested in the Darth Maul fight and I wasn't super interested in this whole like space fight scene. I wasn't super interested in either one. Neither one really grabbed me more than the
I'm
other.
surprised that the Anakin, getting out of the spaceship scene is like that high on the list of the four. Not that there's a lot to choose from.
I was about to say the list is literally 2 because the other 2 aren't even relevant. I hold on, I'm not finished with my thought. I don't know. It just wasn't like. It was cool, but it wasn't like. I didn't see anything. I really didn't see anything special about. I didn't see anything special about the entire movie except for the pod scene. But in that final sequence, none of them were interesting or special.
I will say this. If you look at it from the standpoint of telling a story, and from the standpoint of editing, the way that if those scenes actually were interesting, the way that they were cutting them together, that was a really good idea on paper.
The editing was
Because they had, okay, you have the Queen infiltrating the Senators, in this way you have the big epic fight with the droids and the Gungans, you got the Master and Apprentice fighting the big Sith Lord, and you got the little kid who happens to destroy the big ship.
Right.
And they were cutting between all of them. That was like a good idea.
It was a
it
book.
just sucked.
If it was a book about it translated better, like
And
It
then,
just
like,
sucked, but that
one
was
thing that kind
brilliant
of
on that one.
one thing that's kind of bothering me right now that wasn't bothering me so much when we were watching it. When did Queen Amidala like become a badass?
Oh, because she was like with her people.
Because she was like, "Hey, we finna go infiltrate. We got this."
How
But
about the fact that like it was Padme and Amidala, but then all of a sudden when it was like, well, I'm really Padme and I'm really Amidala. Like the second she revealed herself,
what? Which one?
Amidala.
I'm really Amidala. Say that.
I'm really Amidala.
How do you do it so good?
Natalie Portman's performance as Padme before like she revealed herself as Queen Amidala was decent.
It wasn't the
was
greatest,
decent.
but it wasn't bad.
As soon as she revealed that she was the queen, bam, she was
Because
gone.
Amidala, Natalie Portman is Padme, not so bad. Natalie Portman is Amidala. Oh my
She
god.
became
She literally
a robot.
sat there.
She became a robot.
She literally sat there like this.
God damn.
I was about to say you got. I was about to say you got this up with your head, right?
Do the voice.
Now, Viceroy, we're going to discuss a new treaty.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
It's true.
It was like, what the hell? She was just sitting there.
Oh my God.
All right, let's go down the list of actors.
First of all, by the way, I was saying this.
She's bad in the other movies.
Natalie Portman, I looked up how old she is and when she was born and everything. So she was 18 when this came out in 99.
She looks so much younger than that.
She does.
She was 18 when this came out
I
in
thought she
99.
was may have been like 15 or 16.
It probably got filmed.
Okay.
It probably got filmed when she was 16 or
What was that
17. But really quick, I was gonna say, because I was saying to them, there's no way, because this was when Natalie Portman was an unknown.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way I would have looked at her and said she's going to go on to
be
bigger
a
and
great.
better things.
She's going to be in some of my favorite movies. Fucking V for Vendetta. Fucking I didn't see Black Swan, but Black Swan
was good.
She was nominated for it.
Yeah, like fucking,
There was a lot of like
Natalie's
serious
rap.
lesbian stuff in that shit, but Black Swan was good. Black Swan.
Yeah.
I've seen parts of it.
But yeah, like she was good in Black Swan. She was good in Thor. More so the first one because she's more so in the first one.
Natalie's rap.
She was okay.
Natalie rap.
One thing I want to talk about is, does anybody else find it creepy that Anakin's this little kid?
He's like 7.
And then he's hitting on this 18-year-old, but then they grow up 20 years
like,
later
oh,
and then fuck. Like, this is just weird.
There's nothing wrong if you're an adult and you meet an adult who's like 10 years younger than you, 15 years younger than you.
Aging.
But if you meet somebody when you're an adult who is 10 years younger than you, which makes them a kid, and then you grow up, both of y'all are adults, that's kind of weird.
That's like meet somebody that's 12.
How long a gap
and
is
then
between
like,
1 and 2? Is it like 10 years?
How you doing?
Between what?
Between 1 and 2, is it like 10 years?
I don't know. Probably.
I wouldn't know either.
Well, because Anakin's a little older now, and
Well, yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
so he's probably like, so she's like either 30 something and he's early 20s, or he's like 18 and she's like
late 20s.
Late 20s. That's just creepy.
Either way, she's in her 20s.
That's weird. This kid has been stalking her whole life. You can tell she wasn't like just like, oh, he's cute, he's a little kid, he's trying to hit on me and stuff. No, she was actually getting into him.
Because at the end, he gives her that smirk. He got like, you can that dick tonight.
Right, no, he did. And he gave that smirk.
He did.
Out of everything Jake Lloyd did acting-wise in this movie,
I
he
feel like
definitely
he did.
gave her that smirk.
I feel
like
like
he did it.
And I feel like George Lucas was like, Jake, you haven't shown any emotion at all in this film, but you have to look at this girl like you want to give her your dick.
What dick, George? Just you'll figure it out.
This is it.
He ain't showing. He ain't showing no picture.
Ewan McGregor.
You want to do Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, young Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Good actor in general.
What is there to say about his performance in this movie?
He's better in the
fact that it
sequels.
sucked.
He's better in the sequels. He's not great in the sequels by any means necessary, but he's a little bit less dry.
We already talked about the fact that he has less screen time than Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, he gets more screen time in 2 and 3.
And I mean, the only time he really...
Actually, no, that's not true. He's not really in that 2 that much because he gets...
He gets a lot of screen time in 3, though.
He does, yeah.
It's about him and Anakin.
Yeah.
But what's his name?
Oh, you thought the climax of episode 1 was disappointing. Episode 2 doesn't really have
Oh,
a
right.
climax.
Now, let me say that.
Go ahead.
Before we get back into it. When they kill... What's Qui-Gon?
Qui-Gon?
Qui-Gon. When they kill Qui-Gon, he just like, yeah! And then he walks over to Obi-Wan Kenobi and he's like, I killed your master. And then they fight and they fight and they fight and they fight and then he slices them in half and then that was even kind of like...
The reveal of the fact that he not only killed him but chopped him in half was cool.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Because he falls and then falls at like 2 parts.
I told you when he fell, it looked like you see his cape. And I get what they were going for because his cape was supposed to cover.
He wasn't even wearing a cape when he was fighting though.
He
He wasn't.
was wearing
big clothes.
Yeah, but
he was wearing clothes the Jedi.
Whatever he was wearing, like rolled over and you couldn't really see it. And then like he's halfway down the fucking tunnel and you see, oh, there's 2 pieces there. Oh, okay. Like it wasn't
cool.
The reveal when I first saw the reveal, I thought it was cool.
I thought it was cool.
I was unimpressed.
But yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi. The only time that I think he really came alive in this movie was the fight scene. At the end of the fight scene when he was avenging Qui-Gon.
Because he got pissed.
Like
he got pissed.
Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn. He got the most screen time out of everybody.
Hell yeah, and he was the most
Out of
boring.
He was
everybody
wearing a shawl for half of it too.
He was the most boring.
It's like, why is he wearing a shawl? Ain't that hot? Ain't that in the desert?
He looks like he's spoofing Clint Eastwood from the Man with No Name trilogy. He just needed a cowboy.
He looks like he secretly wants to be a woman.
With the long hair.
He has long hair.
He got long hair.
And then at the end, he's like,
Oh, can we talk about Anakin's mom?
What was going on? She was like, did she ever say any lines? Because I could never hear her.
She did say something.
Yeah.
I never.
She
heard
always
her.
looked pissed off. She was all like, I'm gonna miss you, Anakin. I'm gonna miss you so much. She looked pissed.
Let's keep talking about Jake Lloyd then, since we already talked about Qui-Gon.
Fuck that bullshit.
Wait. I am always one to say
I can't defend him.
that we should hold kids
I'm sorry,
who are in the same profession or the same industry, same passion, whatever line, as adults, we should hold them to the same standard so they don't grow up and feel coddled, and then all of a sudden they feel like, oh, okay, what the hell, you know, like so that way they understand how the world works from a young age. Mm-hmm. So we can say the little girl in Southpaw is a great
definition of a child.
We can say that Kavanjane Wallace, I didn't see Beast of Southern Wild, but in Annie did a bad job. Mm-hmm. Jake Lloyd did a bad job, but at the same time,
I was a better actor back then than he was.
At the same time, the hate that this boy who became a man that still gets, come on, man.
I mean,
he doesn't deserve it still, but at the time, yes.
Well, no, nobody deserves to be. I don't think any actor, no matter how terrible they are, and
I feel like Jake Lloyd didn't even care about being in this movie.
Well, no, let me say this: we've gone in on some of these actors in these movies. We have,
especially one that I can really think about.
That's what I mean. Right now. That's what I mean.
That namely me.
And it, you know, we've gone in on, but at the same time, it's kind of like a constructive criticism because it's like you fucked up, you suck. But for people to be like,
some people send this dude death threats.
Yeah, like that's ridiculous.
He was a child.
That's not that bad.
First of all, he was a child. His mom or dad.
That's what the hell is wrong?
Yeah,
he's like a little kid.
And if somebody messes up in a movie, I don't want you to die.
Granted,
I just think your movie was crap.
Granted, he might have been nervous too. I mean, a lot of pressure being in a
Star Wars movie came out after Jingle All the Way.
True, but this is a Star Wars movie, and this was after the original.
There's a lot of pressure on that. There's a lot of pressure on that.
I don't think he really understood that pressure. He was young.
Good point.
But I just think
no death threats though. That's going too far.
I think he honestly.
George Lucas.
He did a terrible job. I think he really did. I think as an actor,
he didn't do a good job.
And as a child actor, he did a terrible job. But I also feel
scale
like
of 1 to 10, I'd give his acting like a 1.5.
Yeah, I
straight up negative 10.
No, I wouldn't give it negative 10.
No, I fucking hate it.
That smirk at the end gives him a point. I'm sorry. He had that I'm gonna give you that dick tonight smirk down. But I think I think some of it was in the direction. I think a lot of the
the direction obviously was that George Lucas was like. It was like, I'm Queen Amidala. Natalie, you're not sucking enough.
Right.
Natalie,
I need you to be a little more robotic.
You have too much emotion.
I'm Queen Amidala. Oh, still too much. I'm Queen Amidala.
Let's have somebody show you.
I'm Queen Amidala.
Like that.
I see what you mean, George. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to go in my trailer and figure this out. Don't figure it out. Just do it.
They're just gonna love you anyway because it's Star Wars.
Because the crazy thing about it is, people still watch these movies as much as they hate them.
I mean, we're doing it just
the
for
original
this.
trilogy.
I'm not talking about us.
Not the prequels.
Because what did I say when this movie was over? Why did I agree to Star Wars Month?
And I said because it made sense.
And I said it doesn't make so much sense now.
It still works though.
That being said, Ian McDermott Senator Palpatine.
I mean, he didn't do much.
Like what'd you say when you showed him? He's like, oh yes, that's right, Queen Amidala. I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's so funny.
I go, well, thanks for telling me who the bad guy is, even though I recognize.
Like it's not obvious.
Come on, Darius.
This is literally what they showed, and I was like, oh, I recognize his lips.
Like during one of those hooded scenes. During one of those hooded scenes, I was like, during one of those hooded scenes on the bad Wi-Fi connection, I was like,
bad Wi-Fi connection.
Saying that through the hologram.
I was like, am I supposed to be threatened right now? Because I'm just bored.
I'm not threatened by an old man with a raspy voice that sounds like he need to put the marbles down. Shmi Skywalker, that was Anakin's mom.
Shmi. Very fitting.
From Peter Pan.
I was thinking where I came from. Yes.
Shmi, that's
from Peter Pan. Yeah. That was when it kept the whole old Peter Pan thing, the cartoon or whatever.
No, say Shmi.
You've never seen Peter Pan at all?
Have you seen Hook? Have you seen Hook?
Bits and pieces.
Captain Hook's henchman. Y'all ready? I know where I'm going. Ahmed Best. He was the voice of. Who's the voice of Darius?
Misa Jar Jar Binks.
He's the voice of Jar Jar Binks. And I will say this: after what we said initially about Jar Jar Binks in this review, I'm just gonna put that right there. The voice of Jar Jar Binks. He's voiced by a black man. Let me not come down on the man for being black and playing the part. I'm not, whatever. Okay, but no, Jar Jar
I feel like
Binks,
if he was a white guy, it'd be worse though.
The voice acting.
It'd be a little worse. I feel like it'd be a little
No,
worse.
it wouldn't.
The voice.
It's like
You
me.
say that because you're Caucasian.
No, it'd be like me imitating a.
No.
It is worse. It's worse.
It's worse when a black man does something that's racist because it's like
it's like you know how
I
racist
said I
this
wasn't
is.
saying anything.
It's like you know how racist this is, and you did it anyway.
Okay, true.
I don't want to get on the mind, or I'm in for doing that, but yeah.
You know how I feel about Jar Jar Binks?
Nothing. Well, I would say this: the voice acting of Jar Jar Binks, because obviously it was on computer animated afterwards, so there's the voice acting. And voice acting, I would assume, would be harder to capture the emotion or intensity, or just capture the enthusiasm of the audience more so than being on screen. But good voice acting would be.
Oh, I thought you said like he was good. Boy.
No,
I thought that's where you're going.
I'm saying, but good voice acting, right, is the likes of Rocket Raccoon Bradley Cooper in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
That was some good voice acting. Because his voice acting, there were emotions and things that I cared about what he was saying. And really, at the same time, now that I'm actually thinking about this, Ahmed Best, he really didn't do a bad job for what he was asked for. But again, a lot of it had to be the direction. Because everything that he said, he's probably said it the way he was supposed to. It was just, whoever wrote this crap, oh wait, George Lucas wrote crap.
Okay.
There you go. I said enough for all three of us because y'all didn't really want to say nothing.
Let's rate this shit and go. I'm gonna give it a 1. Give it a 1. And honestly, that 1 point is only because of Darth Maul. That's the only reason. That's the only thing.
That means that if the movie had an 8, it would get a 9 because of Darth Maul.
Yeah.
What am I giving it? Like a 2.5.
Oh, I thought you were going higher than that. Okay.
I originally thought 3.5, but I was like, after we talked about it, I was like, no, I can't do that.
A 2.5 is fine.
I was going to give it a 2.5 because, first of all, it's hard. I was talking to the guys about this. It's hard to put yourself back in that time period because as a moviegoer, you get jaded with the special effects, which is why they have to keep increasing. Like movies like The Matrix were so groundbreaking, but you look back at them and the effects.
It came out the same year as Matrix did.
It did.
Yeah.
Especially growing up in the era of technology and innovation and all that stuff. So it's like when
computer graphics were really in movies were really starting to take off.
Yeah, we've seen computer graphics evolve literally. Like we've seen it come from shit to.
But if you look back at The Matrix, some of that stuff is nowhere near as amazing as it was.
True.
And that's why it's hard to put yourself back in a time period and be like, okay, how amazing was this at the time? Because if this movie came out in 2015, them graphics would be shit. Mm-hmm. But in '99, those graphics were like, I remember seeing them in the theater, and they were amazing, innovative.
Even though Terminator 2 had better effects, and that was years before.
Oh yeah, but it is a different type of effects too.
Sure.
So that's why I say I would give it to him for special effects around the time period. I give it to him for some cinematography. I think that the concept and the editing in the last fight or the last wrap up sequence with the 4 things that I talked about in the stories, I'll give him that. Power racing was cool. I think the Darth Maul fight is nice, and I give it a 2.5 just based off of those.
I was originally going to give this a 2. But further reflection, I gotta give it a 1. And I give it a 1. My 1 point is for the pod racing. I thought that pod racing was
10.25.
Are you fucking serious?
I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting. It was really the only part of the movie that really grabbed my attention at all. Other than that, honestly, 5 or 6 of the points are taken away because of Jar Jar Binks. And, the other 3 points were taken away just because the movie was just boring. It was so boring. It had no substance. It was hollow. I've said that about a couple movies. It was hollow.
It was very hollow.
This movie was hollow.
It was more hollow than a chocolate bunny.
Yeah. Yeah.
You give it 1.5 what? Metachlorians?
Deformed racist bunny rabbits. You look like a deef with the ears and everything.
No, we're not giving Jar Jar Binks that much.
Dang.
1 point. We give this movie 1.5 inappropriate relationships.
Yeah,
because that is just fucked up.
Anakin and what's her name?
Padme.
And then there was like the slight I can never say his name. Qui-Gon.
The slight
And Obi-Wan.
sexual tension.
A little bit. There was
no sexual tension in that movie up until he had with
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why it's 1.5.
No, I've always loved you.
I've always.
Why did he touch his mouth like
There
that?
goes. Only I can have one more kiss.
Like, when the hell did we kiss?
Exactly.
One more kiss upon those. Hell no, he throws him back.
Then not after the cocktails.
He dies. He's like, so, I thought what you said when I thought you were gonna die back there. Oh yeah, you know when you're about to die,
Shit gets crazy.
Obi-Wan, you never know what's gonna happen. But since I'm alive, good thing, right? Yeah, Master,
why are you touching my ass?
It's like, oh, I was looking for my lightsaber.
Oh.
Yeah, you know it got kicked down that hole. You know you don't have it. Well, actually, mine got kicked down the cold hole. I have it right here in my hand. So,
if you don't have your lightsaber, then what's that?
Another thing that I'm gonna say real quick before we go is because we're talking about the effects in this movie. This movie, like most movies in the '80s, compared to movies that came out around '99 and now, had the big issue of what do you like better, computer animation or practical effects. And that's the big debate with a lot of movies, including the Star Wars trilogy. Because the original trilogy, which I'm sure we're gonna get into this debate like even bigger. I'm not gonna do it now, but we're gonna get into it even bigger as we go through this. But it's like the original trilogy, practical effects, prequels, computer animated effects. So,
all right, guys, we got more movies to watch and more reviews to do. So,
and as always, peace.
Bye.
See ya.
Same difference, and stay different differentials.
May the force be with you. Bitch. Good. Hope you fucking die. Fucking samurai sword, bitch.
It is about time that he died.